Now, hello guys, my name is Dr. Prescription, and I get suggestion from few my supporters to make this video and just to show you in this beautiful game what builds I'm using. So for the first time I will do this now, and I will show you which builds I prefer to use, like my favorite two builds. Of course they are fully optimized tactician build, one of my favorite. I'm running solo legendary missions, not all of them of course, but yeah, that's my tactician build. So let me start first with my weapons. My weapons is LVOC. It's a crafted low gear assault rifle. Why is low level gear crafted? Because I can't have all my talents active because of the score level. Important thing is, no matter what weapons you use, the last talent, which is talented in my case, is always active. So my destructive and my ferocious, of course we're talking about PvE builds because I'm not playing PvP. Everybody knows what's the reason. You see now, for each talent you have requirement for a certain amount of the firearms, stamina and electronic. So low gear assault rifle in my case requires 2498 firearms, same amount of the stamina and electronic. But if we compare high score, high end, you see for destructive it will ask 3832, and on my weapon destructive is 2498. So that's the reason, because obviously with this build you will not shoot, you will not be focused to kill your NPCs with your guns. Your skills will do that. So while you're holding this weapon in your equipped, you know what I mean, those talents are active. So that's my primary weapon. My secondary, again, it's a crafted low score SMG MP5, and I have two same talents like on previous one, but I'm focused more on the tournaments just to get my skill quicker back. That's the only reason why I'm using MP5. Now let's start. Okay, let me show the pistol. It's two talents like Determined and Cool Head. Let's say if you kill two NPCs, you will get your ulti, your tackling, or your blue back. Like it's the two best talents what you can use on a pistol. Of course, again, it's a PvE build. Those for me, there are three best talents. Like obviously you can go run with maybe what's called predatory to get your health back on my last talent. But no, in case, because I'm using the backpack, when we hit that spot backpack, then I will show you why I'm using the high-end backpack. So let's start with the chest piece. Chest piece, of course, is rolled fully on electronic. Skill haste to get my skills quicker back. Enemy armor damage and ammo capacity. Those three, in my case, my opinion, the best three talents, minor attributes and major attributes, what you can run with your chest piece. And of course I have skill haste modes on my chest piece. Mask is of course skill power and damage to elites. Why skill power? More skill power, more damage, simply as that. Damage to elites, of course, to kill all those yellow ones, so like soon as possible. Now knee pads. On my knee pads, again, of course, skill power and damage to elites. That's the most two things what you can focus. I think that's the maximum what you can get from your tactician build. always damage to elites and the enemy armor damage and skill power. Now, my holster, of course, fully optimized. Skill haste, of course, I could. You can roll like if you want reload speed or crit chance, crit damage, whatever. But skill haste, it's for me it's the best one because it's a skill build. My gloves, enemy armor damage, of course, crit damage and skill haste. So yeah, and now backpack. I could run. I have like 6 pieces of tactician, but backpack. This is, I think, the best backpack on tactician build. What you can use is relentless, of course, rolled completely fully on electronic, or again skill power and ammo capacity. Maybe instead of ammo capacity you can run your stability, but I'm just that's my decision. What's perfect with this backpack, it's talent relentless, so which gives you 5% damage what you dealing by skills return as a healing. So let's say you get your damage from NPCs, your turret is shooting or your seeker mines are hitting the NPCs, you're getting your health back, which is brilliant. Sitting in a cover, throw your skills. If you're getting damage while your skills are hitting the NPCs, you get your health back. It's perfect. I'm very happy with this build, and like I said, I'm running most of legendaries solo with this build. Now I have my sticky bomb, so it's 1.2 million damage. 1.2 million, of course. If I go back here, I'm sorry, that's very important thing to go with. Yes, so I have my first mode on my knee pads is skill power, more damage, and then sticky bomb damage, maximum 4%. On my mask, again, it's skill power mode. On my backpack, skill haste, and again 2 modes, max modes for sticky bomb damage. And on my holster, again, sticky bomb damage. Like, if I play solo, I won't run with sticky bomb. I will use my turret, this turret and my seeker mines, because it's so risky. I died so many times because I was playing with sticky bomb, so I get my lesson, learn my lesson. So I will use this turret and my seeker mines if I play solos. So yeah, that's my sticky bomb, 1.2 million damage, and then seeker mines. I'm using the cluster seeker mines. Yeah, so that's the damage from my 72.3 from my seeker mines. And if we jump quickly onto talents, so what I'm using there from talents, because those cluster mines, they will bleed the enemies, so it's something similar, shrapnel, something similar like in if you know, in a predator build, it can like transfer that bleed status on the enemies in 10-meter radius. Then I have my strike pack. So if usually when you're running the skill build, you're so squishy, so your health is so if you have low health, your cooldowns, you're getting your skills quicker. So I find that very, very useful here. And I have there description, so I'm getting I'm using that with reason, like destroy a hostile deployed skill to increase skill power. I'm trying to get as more as I can skill power to deal more damage. And with some reason I have there one talent empty, so let me check if I just, yes, so if I play with the group, of course, when you take your heal, your medkit, your teammates will get, like, if they are in a range of 20 meters, they will get 40% health as well from the moment when you take your heal. So yeah, that's if we talk about tactician. 5-piece fully optimized classified sets with maximum skill power, skill haste, maximum sticky bomb damage modes, and cluster seeker mines. So that's the I think that's the most and the best tactician build what you can use in Division 1 game. I find that very good, and few people was asking like, can you show us what build you're running, what talents you're using on your weapons. There you go. If you want to try, feel free and let me know. Now, this build everyone knows, even in PvP before they nerfed in the PvP Striker. The person who make this build deserve a golden medal. This especially if you have like teammate who's running the Reclaimer. So let's say for example when you hit your 100 stacks, right? We know that talents from Striker, they more stacks, you dealing more damage and you get your health back. So 100 stacks on Striker, it heals you like Reclaimer box. It's amazing. This like combination of damage and you're getting your health back, I think it's just, I don't know what to say. This is like a masterpiece. So again, it's quite similar like on Tactician build, quite similar. I'm focused completely on enemy armor damage and damage to elites. So there you go, fully optimized my chest piece, enemy armor damage, skill haste, ammo capacity, and of course there is a modes. I was never lucky to get modes 4%. There is 4% damage to elites. So actually this is not completely maxed out what you can get, but yeah, I will show you later. Then my mask, of course, enemy armor damage. If we compare Tactician and Striker, instead of enemy armor damage, I roll on my Tactician skill power. Yes, but here on this build, enemy armor damage to elites. On my mask, my knee pads, enemy armor damage to elites, of course. And then, of course, I have first aid self-heal. And again, purple mode damage to elites. On my holster, so I have reload speed. Sometimes I just find that reloads it's quite slow with on the weapons, so I just go with my reload speed there. Gloves, again, because I prefer more to play. Like I get my stacks with the showstopper, and that's allowed to finish my NPCs with my assault rifle. So there you go, critical hit damage, assault rifle, and of course enemy armor damage again. My backpack, stability and ammo capacity. I love Striker itself is like a laser, but just never enough stability on builds. So there you go, on my backpack, stability and ammo capacity, and again damage to elites, first aid, self heal. So yeah, that's the modes what I'm using there. And then if you go on a showstopper, it could be like better talent, but yeah, I'm happy with self-preserved and with predatory. Like I love predatory. Like in same time, if you have high amount of stacks and kill your enemy, that health, like you are something similar like a nomad. I don't know. It's just mental. And then my M4, again, destructive, predatory, and ferocious. So like I said, you see, like I said in previous build, ferocious, it doesn't require any of the firearms stamina or electronic. So ferocious, it's unlocked, predatory, and destructive. Yes. So if we go there, yes, so I'm running 6.5 firearms, 5.3 stamina, and some electronic there. So if we go on my damage to elites, 53%, and enemy armor damage. Enemy armor damage, it's max out, that's the cap, 80%. Damage to elites, like I said, I have 53%. If I could get those mods, which give me 4%, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could have 5% more, and it will go up on 58. One day probably I will find those mods, but this is just, I don't know. And I love to run my flashbang and my shock turret, because it's so easy, like flashbang and flashbang and shock turret. It's very easy to kill the enemies. Like you can run pulse, or you can run, I don't know, immunizer, healing box, or whatever. Yeah, but this is at the moment my striker and my tactician. They are just the most. I'm a big fan of skill power and skill build, so that's why I'm running those two. Now, the last build what I will show for today is, let's say, hybrid build, right? So I have this build only for 2 missions. My 2 favorite missions is Falcon Lost and Clear Sky. There is a good few videos that I run with my teammate. We finish Stolen Signal and Clear Sky in duos. So usually if I play Clear Sky, I will play this build. I'm using the high-end vigorous chess piece with health and skill haste, ammo capacity, obviously with skill power, more skill power, because when I pop my overdose I'm like completely in overheal. So that's why I'm focused more, because this is not damage build, it's more like I'm the person who's carrying those boxes, fuses on the Clear Sky with skill haste. Tactician, only reason tactician why I'm using there is because of skill haste. I want to get my overdose as soon as possible and my healing box. Everybody knows about final measure. I love to eat those grenades. Yeah, protection from elites and exotic damage resilience. So you're like, you can take more damage, like if you're burning or they're bombing you or whatever. In this case, because you will disarm the bombs. So yeah, that's why I love to run 3-piece of final measure against skill power, first aid, ally, heal. So it's kind of support build in the same time. So I roll here on my knee pads. Health, I need like a 4 or like almost 500,000 of toughness. So which, you know, in the same time you don't want to be too squishy. Yeah, here is skill haste 100% on my holster. My gloves has to be skill haste, crit damage, SMG damage rolled on the skill power, and then beautiful ninja again, of course, it's skill power, and on like major attribute and skill power on my ninja. So yeah, weapons, talented and competent. Still I was trying to take out the max of everything of build and weapons. So yeah, when you use any kind of skills like overdose, whatever, healing box, you will get your weapon damage increased by 10%. And then you see if you like talent, if you're killing enemies with this weapon, your skill power is 15% more, so your overdose is healing more, your immunizer is healing better, faster. This is my M4, could be better, but just in case that I have, if I'm running out of the ammo or whatever, I found that I still could be better, but it's like high-end M4. So yeah, usually if I'm shooting, I will shoot with my house. And again, on each my build set, I will use the same pistol with same talents. So yeah, this is like kind of hybrid build. I said 4. If you're looking build in the global events, if you're running 4 global event points, I find the best way to farming, if you have a good team, do the Clear Sky and use this build, because it's just unbelievable. So I have there, what I'm using there, it's a defab, but usually I will swap on my overdose, and it has to be a healing station. And yeah, I prefer to use the blue. Yeah, you can see how it works on my videos I have uploaded on the YouTube, on Twitch. So yeah, those three builds I decided to share with you guys. Of course, I have all builds. I have Firecrest and D3 and Pred build. I have 3 characters. So my plan to post the other videos in the next few weeks. Yeah, so try. Feel free to try those builds and then just leave me in comment what you're thinking about those builds.